Great. I can see that some of you can hear me. I can see that some of you can hear me. You're all welcome. Okay. You're welcome, everybody. Someone is saying I should unmute. Okay. For this webinar, you're going to be on mute until we're done, so that if you have any questions, you'll be able to ask at the end. But the reason why everybody's muted is because if we're all allowed to speak, there'll be lots of interference, and it will be so difficult for you to even hear what I am saying. So to avoid that, this webinar is going to be muted in such a way that you cannot speak for now. However, when it's time for questions, I would allow you to ask questions and I would allow you to speak if you have a question. I hope we're all in on that. So, having said that, I'm officially welcoming you to the IELTS High Band Secrets webinar. What exactly are you here for? That's the first thing I want to know. Why are you here? Why are you here? What is your expectation from this webinar? I want you to drop it in the chat. Don't forget I said that all our conversation right now is going to be via chat. So just drop a message in the chat and let me know what are your expectations for this webinar. Why are you here? What do you hope to have achieved or to have learned by the end of today's webinar? Come on, drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Let's go. Drop it in the chat. Okay. For those who have dropped theirs on the group, I'm just going to read it out quickly before I dive into what we have for today, so that we're all sure that we are here for the same purposes, right? Okay. I can see that we want to learn, Gloria wants to learn to make band aids. I'm going to share those secrets with you. Okay, Chinwe wants to acquire all it takes to score band 7 in our first sitting. And that is a very good goal. It's specific and I love that. Kolawole wants to learn the techniques that will make him score band 7 and above. Awesome. Sarah wants to ace IELTS once and for all after her first attempt. That's my goal for you. And that is exactly why we are here. Timothy wants to learn the strategies to score band 7. Kafayat wants to unlearn the strategies, wants to learn and unlearn, okay, so that she can gain the strategies needed for the exam. Awesome. Blessing wants to learn strategies that will help us score band 8 in the IELTS exam. And John wants to gain insight into the secrets of scoring band 8 and above at one sitting for his Canada relocation. Okay, I love that. It's complete and it's specific. Abubakar wants to learn strategies to help him excel and pass excellently. Okay, I totally love this. I'm so grateful. Mercy, Christy, Rukayat. I can see all your expectations and I can see that we all want to pass IELTS at a single sitting with a high band score. And that's actually my goal for you today. And that is exactly what I want to show you. So if you're ready for us to, go on, you're ready to get your expectations met tonight, I want you to drop it in the chat. I want you to drop it in the chat and say fire on. Say fire on. If you're ready, I want you to drop it in the chat and say fire on. Say fire on. Fire on. Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Great. All right. Now let's move on. Officially, I'm saying welcome to everybody who are just joining now. And you see, this webinar is not going to take a long time. We're going to be moving straight into the details, the strategies, and the secrets that you need to pass IELTS. No unnecessary talk tonight. We're going straight into what you need to learn. So what I need you to do for me now is to give me your attention 100%. If you have anything that could distract you, just kind of move away from them, because I know that your relocation goal is the real deal now. So make sure that you're giving me 100% attention for the 30 to 45 minutes we're going to be spending tonight. Give me your attention, and I promise that you will gain loads of value from this session. So today, what you're going to discover is how you can score a minimum of IELTS band 7.0 in 30 days or less, even if you're a busy professional or you suck at English. I know some of you feel like, see, this English thing is not my calling. English is not my calling. If it was something else now, I can do it. But English, it doesn't matter. Passing IELTS is not about being an English expert or even studying English in school. No, it's all about being able to follow a proven system that guarantees a high band score. That's all you need to do. And just commit about 2 hours daily to prepare for 2 or 4 weeks. And you would be ready to get a high band score, just like our many students I'll be telling you about today. So that is all you need. Stop bothering your mind about the other details that many people tell you that you need to have this, you need to know this, you need to know that. Don't get confused about anything. And I need you to know that this is not one of the many tricks and gimmicks flying around here and there, which are only based on guesswork. If you go online, you see so many tactics, so many cheat codes, so many hacks, and you ask yourself, which one do I even want to follow now? Like, I'm just so confused. No, you don't need to get confused about this thing, because it's a very simple system. What I'm going to be sharing with you today is the fail-proof system that has helped our students pass IELTS at once with a high band score that fast-tracks their relocation process. That is what I'm going to be showing you today, so that you will finally be able to pass the IELTS exam with the high band score, just like Asiat that you can see on the slide right now. She bagged 9.0 in listening, and overall she was able to get 7.5, which meets up to the requirements for a UK relocation. So that is my goal for you, that you'll be able to meet up to the requirements for your relocation plans. And you would also be able to get a band 8, just like Temi. In less than 30 days, you can also score band 8 like Temi and move on with your relocation plans. She scored band 8 in IELTS after just 2 weeks coaching. So that is telling you that it's not about spending 6 months or 10 years in preparing for this exam. Or like Jide, you can have exactly what you need to hasten your JAPA plans. He said, I got exactly what I need. And that was just satisfying for me, because he was able to get exactly what he needed. You could even score more than your required IELTS score, just like Kemi, who needed 6.0 but actually bagged 7.0. All she needed for relocation was 6.0, but she got 7.0. Now tell me, what joy is more than that? That you're not struggling to meet up, but you are actually surpassing what is required of you. Now that is the greatest joy of any IELTS test taker. So this is my goal for you today, that you'll be able to ace your IELTS at a single sitting, just like all these people I have mentioned. If you can see my screen, please confirm that you can see my screen, so that I'll be sure that we're all being carried along, both with what I'm saying and what we're showing on the screen, so that you can have the best, get the best out of this webinar today. You can see my screen, right? Just drop it in the chat, say I can see your screen. Drop it in the chat. The mics are muted until we are done. The mics are muted until I'm done. If you can see my screen, let me know that you can. Oh, good, good. Now I'm going to move on. Another thing this webinar is going to help you to do is that you'll be ready to maximize the art relocation opportunities that are now available to you, just like the Canada Express Entry program. As you can see on the screen, that there was an information passed across last month, which was about IRCC announcing more opportunities for people to relocate to Canada as permanent residents. So there are so many opportunities for you that you can actually maximize, but the difference is what is your IELTS score. Just like last month, over 4,800 people were called to be able to move in as permanent residents to Canada. But without IELTS, it's going to be practically impossible. In fact, you cannot start the process without IELTS. And just writing IELTS and getting any band score would not help you. What you need is to be able to score 7.0, 7.5, 8.0, 8.5, 9.0. That is what you need to be able to score for you to be able to maximize these opportunities. So whether you're looking to relocate to Canada or you're looking to relocate to the UK, to Australia, to Germany, personal IELTS is a key prerequisite. So instead of just pushing it off in your mind and running away from it because you're afraid of failure, what you need to do is to move on, and learn what works so that you would be able to reach your relocation goals as fast as possible. And as a matter of fact, in this day and time, with the way everything is going in this country, you don't want to delay in terms of your relocation goals. You don't want to delay in taking the steps that would help you to maximize those opportunities and move forward as fast as possible. So tell me, would you not rather discover these secrets I'm about to share with you within this 30 to 40 minutes and smash IELTS once and for all without having to spend another 89.5? Yes, IELTS now costs 89,500, and even for some test types, it's actually 94,500. So tell me, what would the thought be like for you to have to spend that twice or three times in writing the IELTS exam? This class will make sure that you never have to go through that. Okay, I believe everyone can still hear me. If at any point you have a challenge hearing me, just leave the chat and join again so that you would be able to hear. Okay, so by the end of today's webinar, you would have finally learned the secrets that would help you pass IELTS at a single sitting and relocate to your desired country. Living the life of your dreams while getting paid in foreign currencies, with your family enjoying world-class education and a better system. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Just leave it in the chat that you're still following. If you're still following, leave it in the chat that you're still following and you can hear me. Okay. Great. I see that many of you are still following me. So let's move right on. By the time you've discovered the secrets I'm sharing with you today, you'll be able to live the life of your dreams, get paid in foreign currency, and take your family to a place where they can enjoy world-class education and a better system without having to struggle with the frustration of low scores that slow down your relocation process, and without having to waste almost 100K retaking the test with fruitless efforts. So now tell me, are you ready? If you're ready, type in the chat, say, I am ready. I need you to put the energy and let me know that you are ready. I see some people are having some difficulty joining the chat or hearing. Please, if you at any point have any difficulty with hearing, leave the chat and join again. It's going to be better that way. Leave the chat and join again. Okay. Now that I see that you're ready, let us move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Now, if you're wondering if this webinar is for you, let me quickly make it clear that this webinar is meant for professionals, business owners, and students who are desiring to relocate abroad, whether to work, to live, or to study, or to get permanent residency. If you fall into any of these categories, then this webinar is for you, and you should not at any point zone out or snooze. Okay, this webinar would show you the 5-step simple system that would help you score nothing less than 7.0 in IELTS at a single sitting. So when I say it's a simple system, I mean every single word of it, because it's not something complex at all. And just like Oluwakemi here, you'll be able to pass IELTS, you'll be able to surpass your required band score and move on to your desired country. So who am I? Why should you care to listen to me as for passing IELTS? So as you can all see me, my name is Deborah Olawi, and I am the lead English proficiency coach at Eastlight Institute. And over the past 26 months, I have been able to help hundreds of people pass the IELTS exam at a single sitting. And I've taught over 1,000 people who have actually joined this webinar like this. I've been able to help them even to get the secrets that would help them pass IELTS at a single sitting. They've been able to get excellent results. And my superpower is being able to help busy professionals like you score a minimum of band 7 in IELTS without any hassles. So if you are busy, you're wondering, how am I going to have enough time to actually prepare for this IELTS exam and pass at a single sitting? You don't have to worry about that, because this is someone like you. HS attended our webinar just like you're doing today, and he scored 7.5 overall, despite the fact that he's not a grammar guru. If you're on the WhatsApp chat, you'd have seen that I made a post where I talked about the grammatical mistakes he made, even while sending in his results. But the beautiful part is that despite that he's not a guru when it comes to English, despite that he's someone who can make the normal mistake that anybody can make, he actually passed his IELTS exam after joining this webinar. So do I have your attention, and knowing that you will also be able to score this and even much more by the end of this webinar. And this is also Oluwakumi, who was afraid of taking the IELTS exam, just like you probably are. You've heard so many stories about how people fail IELTS, how Doctors, nurses, lawyers have to write 5, 10 times. Sorry, now that is overboard. But honestly, I've seen people who write this exam up to 5 times and even more times. And sometimes when you hear those stories, you wonder, what is now my own? What's my fate? But I want you to see this person and be inspired that she was able to pass her ELTS in one sitting after just 2 weeks of coaching with us. Can you imagine? Just 2 weeks, despite the fact that she was afraid. If you can see the caption that she wrote when she sent her results, she said, I was finally able to get the courage to take the IELTS exam and got it in one sitting. And she's someone I'm really proud of because of this feat. Despite the fear, she was able to move on. What can we learn from these two stories that I have just shared with you? These two stories reinforce the fact that you don't need to be a grammar freak before you can pass IELTS. That is a fact. And that every great feat you desire is on the other side of fear. So you don't have to look at your present capacity. What you have to look at is, am I willing to learn what it takes to pass this exam? And then you must realize that there is no great thing that can happen when you allow yourself to be boxed up by fear. Until you are free from that fear, until you do it afraid, you would never be able to do it. So don't allow fear hold you back. Okay? Another lesson we can learn from them is that success requires determination, action, and investment in the right knowledge. I want you to write down these 3 words. In anything you want to do in life, determination is important, action is important, and investment in the right knowledge is important. How are they important, or why are they important? If you're not determined enough, you would easily get frustrated by a little challenge here and there that might come up on your way. And if you're not determined, I'm telling you, you cannot relocate to your dream country unless you're determined. And determination is not enough. No matter how determined you are, if you don't take the actions that are necessary to achieve that goal, it would never see the light of day. So you have to make sure that you push yourself to take the actions necessary for your dreams. But many people take action, yet they are frustrated. Just like some of you may already be practicing loads of tests. You've downloaded them. IELTS IELTS Cambridge 1 to 15, IELTS Cambridge 10 to 20. You've downloaded everything. You've practiced back to back. Yet your results are not improving. Why? Because there's also need for investment in the right knowledge. Because no matter how much effort you put in, if you're not putting effort in the right way, you would end up with frustrating results. So, are you ready to invest in yourself today? Are you ready to be determined to take action and to invest in yourself? If you're ready to invest in the right knowledge, can you drop in the chat, I am going to invest in myself. Ready to invest in myself, ready to invest in the right knowledge, ready to invest in the right knowledge. Just like you're investing your time right now. You're actually investing your time into learning what I'm going to be teaching you today. You're investing your time wisely by being here today. You're investing your time wisely. So I want to believe that you are still following and you can still hear me right now. Yeah. Great, 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 awesome. So now we're going to be diving straight. What is this 5-step simple system that I've been talking about? That is what we're going to talk about right away. Okay, what is this 5-step simple system for passing IELTS at a single sitting? What is this system that our students have been following and getting amazing results? That is exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you right now. So you might want to get a pen and a paper and a notepad so that you can take note of these things, and that will make it easier for you to actually follow up on them and take actions. Now, when it comes to passing IELTS, you need to realize that it's not just about knowing the question types. It's not just about having an idea about the exam. It's about being able to position yourself as a proficient English user. If you're not able to position yourself as a proficient English user, your examiner is not going to see you as someone who deserves a high band score. That is just the truth. So there's a positioning that needs to be taken if you are actually going to pass IELTS at a single sitting. You have to be able to position yourself as a proficient English user. Who is a proficient English user? Because when you see IELTS results, what they will say is this person is a good user of English, or this person is not a good user of English. You know, that's actually what you're going to see in your results. They are going to tell you that either you're a good user of English or you are not. Okay, so you need to be able to position yourself. And how exactly do you position yourself as a highly proficient English user? Those are part of things I'm going to be sharing in these 5 steps that I would be giving you right now. But one important thing to note is this: someone who is proficient in English is equipped in all parts of the test. Not just, oh, I'm good with speaking, I'm okay with speaking, but you see, when it comes to this reading, I'm not so interested. No, you cannot afford to do that if you desire a high band score. Because the problem many people have is that in one module they may even pass 3 modules, and then it's just remaining one. You know, we have reading, we have listening, we have writing, and then we have speaking. So the problem most times for some people is that they actually pass one module or the other and they fail some, and that is still leads to the same result. And the most disheartening part is that you cannot combine results. If you could combine results, you would have said, oh, okay, oh, at least this second one I wrote, okay, I got this one, let me merge them together. You can't do that when it comes to IELTS. And what most people do is that they practice and focus on their area of strength because, oh, I'm good with speaking, and then they leave out their weaknesses. And there are some people on the other end of the extreme who focus only on the area where they think they are weak, whereas ignoring the aspect that they feel they're taking for granted. They feel like, is it not just speaking? Is it not just listening? We'll do it. There's no big deal. But those particular modules have brought a lot of people down. So you want to make sure that you give equal attention to each of those modules. Okay? So you don't want to end up with a low band score by doing that. And the truth is, your weakness, don't think, he's reading, no, he's reading. It's not always reading, and it's not always writing. It can be listening, it can be speaking, it can be any of the modules. You have to be able to be tested before we can really know where you are good at and where you're not, so that we can work on the areas where you're lagging, and then we can build on the areas where you are you're still, okay. Let's use the word okay, like you're still good, kind of. You can build on that. So what is the first step you need to take if you want to pass IELTS at a single sitting? The first step you need to take, note this, is to evaluate your present English proficiency level. If you heard what I said, type it in the chat. The first step, type it in the chat. Step 1, type it in the chat. Step 1, evaluate your present English proficiency level. Evaluate your present English proficiency level. If you actually heard that, drop it in the chat. Step 1, evaluate your present English proficiency level. That is the first step. Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Evaluate your present English proficiency. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Mimi. I see you're following. Evaluate your present English proficiency level. How well am I doing at this time? Like, without even any preparation. How well am I doing right now? How do you evaluate your present English proficiency level? What exactly does it mean? You want to know where you currently stand, because if you don't know where you are, you won't know how much distance you need to cover before you get to where you're going to. So take an English proficiency test. Take an IELTS test. Take a pre-assessment test. These are the things that will help you check your current English proficiency level. That will help you to know the areas where you are even weak. You will know, okay, I think I'm good with listening, but like this speaking, I have a problem with it. Okay, I'm good with my pronunciations, but my grammar is not up to par. You need to identify these things, because that would help, that knowing that will help you to develop yourself in the areas that are most important to your preparation. It's going to help you. So you have to first evaluate. Now, if I ask you, what is your required band score? You know, what is your required band score? What do you have to score before we can know that you actually before we can say that you've actually passed IELTS? Because one of the things that evaluating your present level helps you to do is to know how much distance you still have to where you're going to, right? So if you don't know where you're going to, there's also a problem. So I want to relocate to Canada as a permanent resident, and I know that my English proficiency result is going to add to my point. It will be part of the things that will determine my points. My CRS score is going to be determined by my English proficiency result as well. So my target is not just to settle for the requirement. The requirement is just 6.0. But my desire is actually to move higher than that, to score band 8.0, so I can have more points for English test results. So you need to know the requirements for your relocation. You're relocating as a nurse. You want to relocate, you want to become a registered nurse in the UK. You know that you need to score nothing less than 7.0. And in each module, you must score nothing less than 7.0. For writing, you must score nothing less than 6.5. So you need to know these things so that when you measure your present proficiency level, you can tell, okay, am I good to go? How much distance, how much preparation do I need to do? What are still the areas that I need to work on? And note that you cannot determine this by your background English knowledge in secondary school or university days. No, that is not what determines your English proficiency level. Because as a matter of fact, this particular exam is even more dynamic than your regular English. This is Tessie, who bagged band 9 in IELTS listening just by following this same system I'm sharing with you today. So I need you to pay close attention to this if this is the kind of result you actually desire as well. What is the second step that you need to take? The second thing you want to do is to master key IELTS skills. Which one is key IELTS skills? It's not English we are talking about. Which one is skills again? Yes, there are certain skills that are important for you to pass IELTS. We have some English proficiency skills that you need to master, and we also have some skills that are not even English proficiency skills in themselves, but they are also important before you can pass IELTS. And you need to master these skills. You need to develop yourself in this skills. You need to be able to push yourself to become better. When you master these skills, you will be automatically positioned as a proficient English user. When you master the skills, your confidence will naturally be improved. Because if you're not too good at something, that's when you'll be shy to even come out to talk about it. But when you're good with something, you'll be confident in yourself to be able to speak anywhere about that thing. So you need to master the key IELTS skills, and I'm just going to mention a couple of them for you to take note of. One of the skills you need to master is your pronunciation skills. Some of you know this thing I'm talking about. You know that you're on this table. You know that you still say oil. Are you here? You still say oil. Oil on my head. That might sound like a joke or sound funny, but it's the truth. You still say oil. You still mispronounce words, even common words. You still have the H factor. You say heat when you're trying to say eat. Pronunciation is one of the skills you need to master, and it's not just something that you just sleep and wake up and you have mastered, or you just read a book. You don't just read a book about pronunciation and say you have mastered pronunciation. No. There are lots of things to be done for you to be able to master that skill. What about your time management skills? You've been practicing since 1910. Listen to me. You've been practicing since 1910, yet you still spend 1 hour 30 minutes on the reading test that you ought to finish within 60 minutes. You're on that table, right? You're on that table. That's something you need to develop it. You cannot escape it. You must develop it, because even people that finish before their time elapsed, they are still trusting God that God will let me pass this exam. So what about you? That you still by the time your time is up, you're still on number 25. You need to develop it. What about your task achievement skills? Some of you just attempt the test the way you think you know it. You don't do everything that they're asking you to do. You don't follow every instruction the question is asking you to follow. Your writing doesn't cover everything that it's supposed to cover. These are some of the lapses that are making you get low band scores in IELTS. And the solution is for you to master key IELTS skills. And as I said, you don't master skills by sleeping and waking up. You don't master skills by reading a book. I've told you, you don't master skills by reading a book. You don't even master skills just by watching a video on it. No, it's much deeper than that. And you have to master it if you're going to pass IELTS at a single sitting. And this is actually one of the things that we actually drill our students to do a lot. We drill our students to do it a lot. If you can see the screen very well, the slides that are being shared, you will see a message from one of our students from this just concluded, this current class that is going on. And on the first day of the class, this was what she said. She said, let me read it out to you. Today's class was interesting, and knowing the skills to master was a great achievement for me towards scoring my desired band score, because that's actually part of the places, the things we start with, so that we're able to lay a good foundation and continue with it throughout the coaching program. And you know exactly what you want to learn. You know what you're getting into. Okay? So it's not something you want to skip at all. What is the third step? The third step in this simple system is something you need to avoid. You need to avoid information overload. I know you have even Google already knows you. Once you enter Google like this, they're already giving you IELTS tips. Am I lying? If you're on that table, type it in the chat, say I'm on that table. If you enter Facebook, Instagram, Google, anywhere, they'll start bringing IELTS for you, because you have searched and searched and searched. If you're on that table, type it in the chat, say I'm on that table. If you're on that table, type it in the chat. Oh, confess now. Though it's not a sin. Confess now if you're on that table. You know, but that's actually not the problem. There's no problem with going online to search for information. As a matter of fact, that's probably part of the reason why our paths cross like this. That's probably part of the reason why you were able to see my video on Facebook that through which you signed up for this webinar. Okay, which is not a bad thing in itself for you to actually search for information. But the problem is that in this age, in this digital age, there is so much information and it's overwhelming. And the problem with this load of information is not just the content alone, it's also the confusion that comes with getting, you are trying to use 10 people's tips together. You're trying to use 10 acts together, and there is no organization in the body of knowledge you are gaining. And once the body of knowledge you are gaining is not organized, you're going to have a hard time with making progress and seeing tangible results, even in your preparation, talk more of the exam. So this is something you want to avoid like a plague. Avoid it at all costs. Avoid information overload at all costs. How do you avoid information overload? What you need to do is just find a proven system. That's just the fact. Find a proven system and follow it. Just like the one I'm sharing with you today. Find a proven system, follow it to the letter, and get results. Don't just assume that you're good. Don't assume that you're fine. Don't assume that you're ready. Okay? So you have to avoid information overload. Now the fourth step. Okay, I can see someone saying I'm on that table. Matthew, don't worry, I'm going to get you off that table today. Okay, I can see someone asked a question. Sorry, I didn't see your question earlier. Now, what if you are not good in any of them? Then you develop yourself in all of them. That's just the truth. It's just your intensity. You still have to develop yourself in everything. It's just your intensity would have to move higher. You won't study like someone that is already 75% good. Okay, so now what is the fourth step? I know some of you are still on this particular table as well. You are relying on luck. You are relying on your secondary school knowledge. When I was in secondary school, my English was always, again. It's beautiful. Nice testimony. But I want you to know that IELTS is not your regular exam. I have a mentor who is actually a medical doctor. She's in the UK now, and she's practicing as a consultant. But let me let you know that she wrote this exam 3 times. And she's very sound. Her English is not from here. Yet she wrote it 3 times. Can you ask yourself, why now? Why is IELTS doing us like this? Why is there a problem like this? That's the question you want to ask many times. But the truth is, you can't afford to rely on luck. What you need to do is to follow a proven formula. A proven formula is simply something that somebody else has followed and it worked for them. And not just one person, but 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. They follow this pathway, they follow this formula, they follow this system, and they add a good result. And you also follow it. Some of in your mind, you're just like, okay, once I just pay for, I know she's going to tell me about one coaching program now. Once I just pay for the coaching program, I'll be ready because I've already followed the proven formula. No. Even after you enroll for the coaching program, if you don't commit to it, you will not see any results. And that's just the plain truth. I won't come and lie to you that once you enroll, like no. Just because you enrolled and you joined the first class alone doesn't mean that you have followed the formula. No. What will show that you are following a proven system is that you enroll and you attend every single session, you follow every single instruction. Not the one that they will tell you that, okay, this question type, this is how to approach it. But you say, no, this is how I learned it in 1995. And that's what I want to follow. See, it's not going to work. And I'm just telling you the plain truth. I might sound a little bit funny here, but I'm telling you the plain truth. It's not going to work. Following a proven formula means that you follow it diligently, you commit to it. I know that you are busy and there's no time, and that's why we are giving you, I'm going to be telling you about the easy way that you can do it as someone who is busy. Just 2 hours every day and you are good to go. With 2 hours commitment every day, you'll be good to go and you'll be able to pass this exam. You'll be able to follow this system. You don't need plenty time. You don't need 6 months. Within 2 weeks, 4 weeks, you'll be done. and you will forget about ever having to write IELTS again. That's just a fact. So instead of relying on luck, instead of saying that my father's grandfather's head is going to help me, just follow a proven system. And we have come to the fifth step. If you are here, you are still here, it means that you're a very serious person, and I praise you. And I know that you would actually get a high band score in IELTS this very year. So what is the fifth step that you need to take? I think I should have said this one first. Should I have said it first? I don't know, but I feel like it's a problem. And many times we don't even know the problem. We don't know that fear is the problem. We think the problem is that we are not good enough. You always tell yourself, it seems there's something wrong with me. Because why is it that I can never pass this IELTS exam? Why is it that I never improve? Why is it that I never do as well as my friends are doing? They've written the exam, they've jackpot, or they've jackpot. Let's formulate its own past tense for it, But the problem most times is you're afraid. Yes. Look within you right now. There's that subtle fear that if I take this exam, I'm probably going to fail. If I take this exam, I might not get enough for me to relocate. And that's the reason why, even for you to study, your brain is clogged with those thoughts, and it's hard for you to even assimilate. It's hard for you to even move forward. You have to eliminate fear of failure. Let failure be out of your dictionary. Have a mindset that is winning. Have a mindset that says, if I can follow this system, I will pass. Those who are passing do not have two heads. I'm just checking to be sure you can. I'm checking to see that you can all hear me, right? Can all hear me, right? So the problem is that you are afraid, you're overwhelmed with fear. But let me let you know, I know that they've told you the stories of people that failed, but I'm going to tell you the stories of people that passed. I'm going to show you more today. I've not shown you enough, but I'll still show you more. Because the way they so overrate, though yes, the exam, people actually fail it, to be honest. But as much as people are failing this exam, there are still people passing the exam. And so you, instead of focusing on the negative, focus on the positive aspect, that I can be one of those who actually pass the exam. So you have to eliminate fear of failure and be confident in your abilities. But how can you be confident in an ability you don't have? It's going to be difficult, right? Yes. How can you be confident in a skill you have not developed? It's going to be difficult. So for you to improve your confidence for this exam, what you need to do is to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. Okay? Improve those skills. Improve those areas where you're still weak. Even in the area where you think you are good, still work on it and get what works. Don't assume. Assumption is very dangerous. Don't assume. Okay? And by the time by the end of that 2 weeks, 4 weeks that you spend, being drilled in preparation for this exam, you'll be more confident than ever before. You'll be confident to sit for your exam. Be confident. I've told you about Kumi. She was afraid of the exam. If you the tone, just zoom into that slide and look at it. Even with the tone of the way she spoke, you see that the way she typed, you see that she was scared. I finally found courage to do my exams. That means she was afraid before. Okay? So you want to make sure that you eliminate fear and be confident in your abilities, because I believe in you. So now let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up quickly. Let's wrap. If you are still following me up to this point, you're the real MVP. You're the real MVP. Okay. So here is a bonus tip I'm going to be giving you, because we have actually covered these 5 steps, but here is a bonus tip. Here is an extra information you need to know. that for you to actually pass IELTS at a single sitting, you need to be able to learn, unlearn, and relearn. You need to be able to learn, unlearn, and relearn. You have to be willing to learn or unlearn. Don't be rigid. Don't say this is how I've always done it. Don't say this is how I've always known it to be. Be flexible. Be flexible enough to learn. Be flexible enough to unlearn what you even thought you knew and relearn what works, relearn the proven approach for attempting for acing the IELTS exam with a high band score. So far, I have shared with you the 5-step system for scoring a minimum of band 7 in IELTS at a single sitting, right? And as you can see, that all you need is to score as high as band 8 in IELTS is to evaluate your present English proficiency level, master the key IELTS skills, avoid information overload, don't rely on luck, follow a proven formula instead, and then eliminate fear of failure and be confident in your abilities. If you came behind schedule, I'm giving you that rundown so you can also benefit from what you missed earlier. Okay? And listen, you don't need to study long hours to pass. Now, Sharifat here in this slide I'm sharing now, she scored more than what she needed for her IELTS score after just 2 weeks coaching program. Yes, we had a 2 weeks crash course last year. She signed up, she enrolled for the 2 weeks crash course, and the rest they say is history. She got 7.5. Come to think of it, she was very busy at that during that period, but she just squeezed out those 2 hours. She joined the classes every single day, and she was done. Also, you don't need to memorize the whole dictionary before you can achieve your high band score. Don't go and carry dictionary and say, yes, I want to master the skills. You don't need that. All you need is this 5-step system that I have shared with you. As a matter of fact, you don't need to be afraid of failing when you can actually score exactly what you need and even more, just like uh Jide, who followed a proven pathway, a proven system. He said, of course, that's exactly what I need. When he sent me his result, I said, please, oh, hope it meets the requirements for your application. He said, that is exactly what I need. And there's nothing that gladdens my heart more than hearing that my students pass IELTS at once. Again, here is all you need to start doing now to ace your IELTS exam at a single sitting. If you came late, pay attention now. I'm just running through it. Evaluate your present English proficiency level, master key IELTS skills, avoid information overload, don't rely on luck, follow the proven formula instead, eliminate fear of failure and be confident in your abilities. And finally, sit and pass the IELTS exam at a single sitting. We've come to the end of this IELTS High Band Secrets webinar, and I'm so grateful that you actually committed the time to joining this webinar today. However, before you go, I have something important to share with you. You see, when it comes to passing IELTS, there are different routes that you can take. Or when it comes to things in life or achieving anything in life, there are different routes you can take. You can decide to take a walk, or walk away. Just forget about everything we said today. Just walk away from your relocation goal. Just walk away from this IELTS thing and forget all about it. That's for people who run from problems or run from challenges. Let me not say problems, but challenges. But people like that never ever reach the goal they've always desired, or they settle for something substandard. We have the option B. You can decide to take a car. It's going to get you to where you are going to, but it's going to take a long time and a lot more effort from you, because when you're the one driving the car, you know how stressful it is. So you can just take everything I've taught you today and go on your own, go online, download videos, download materials, download everything you see, just download everything and start watching. Whether it's clear or not, whether you understand or not, nobody to check for you. You can choose that option as well. But there's a third option, which I'm hoping that you would also be able to maximize today, which is to take a plane. Yes, fly a plane, just sit comfortably and fly a plane. And this is when you take the fast route, you take the simple route, and you take the route that has already been decoded for you. You don't have to stress yourself. All you need to do is to be able to learn what works and then follow that pattern, follow that system, follow the approach that other people have followed successfully, and get to your desired destination. So tell me, which of these options appeal to you, and which of them are you willing to commit to? Because sometimes things appeal to you, but you're not willing to commit to it. Just drop it in the chat. Either you say, I want to walk away, or say, I want to take a car, or say, I want to fly a plane. You can choose any of them. I mean, tell me. Tell me. Tell me in the comments. Are you planning to walk away? Are you planning to to ride a car or to drive a car? Or you are planning to fly a jet or to fly a plane? Tell me. Awesome. Thank you, Matthew. I'm glad that you're willing to commit to flying a plane and taking the simple route, taking the route that has already been arched and already been mapped out for you. Mimi also wants to fly a plane. We're on the same route. Okay. So if your desire is to actually take the option C, which is flying a plane, then allow me to show you how my team of tutors and I can walk you through this proven system I have shared with you. If you want to walk away, you're not interested in learning what I want to share with you, you're not interested in knowing how my tutors and I can walk you through this proven system, it's okay. You can just choose to exit, just exit. And I honestly wish you well. And if you want to drive, you want to ride a car, you want to go online and search for videos and all, you're also free. I mean, it's a free world, and I also wish you well. But for those who want to fly a plane, please, now I need your attention for the next 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to be showing you how my team of tutors and I can walk you through this proven system that I have shared with you. And this is how my students and my students have been able to get a higher band score. Okay, and this is how we can also help you. But at this point, I need you to remember your goals, because many times you forget where you are going to, and it's easy with the hustle and bustle of life. You just feel like, can I really do this? Can I really do this? But instead of asking yourself, can I really do this, tell yourself, I can do it, and ask yourself, how can I do it? Okay. So that within the next 30 days, you'll be ready to pass your IELTS exam once, and you'll be ready to pass your IELTS exam at once and relocate to your dream country. I believe my voice is clear enough for you to hear. If you are still following in the chat, can you drop in the chat, I am following, I am following, I am following, I am following. Now I'm going to be introducing you to the No-Fail IELTS Preparatory Program. I'm going to be introducing you to the No-Fail IELTS Preparatory Program. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? Can you still hear me? Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? Just drop it in the chat if you can hear me before I continue. So within the next 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to be introducing you to No-Fail IELTS Preparatory Program. But first, I want you to see what our students think about this program. Okay, what do our past students think about this coaching program? Those who have actually enrolled for this program, what are they saying about it? Are you following? Are you seeing this? Let me zoom in so you can see it better. Our students actually say that it is more effective than physical classes and online gurus. I didn't say that, though. I wasn't the one. Check. I wasn't the one who said it. Okay. These students of ours said, I did attend physical classes since January, and I must admit that this online session is way better. This few days has been really impactful. I am confident that success is ours. So you can see that this is not just any kind of coaching program. Aminat also said this class has been really insightful. I've been learning online IELTS by Liz, and this class really opened my eyes and made me understand more. Thank you. So those are not my words. Those are not my words. They say it's more effective than physical classes and online gurus. Okay, what else are they saying about it? They're also saying their confidence was greatly boosted even from the introductory session. See what Abigail said. She said, thanks, coach. I just have this confidence within me since when I started this coaching that I can write IELTS and pass. And I believe we're all going to make it once in Jesus' name. So that was like the first day. That was like the first day. No, that was like after the first phase of the classes. That was when she said so. And this is Dada. He said, today's class improved my understanding and confidence to write the IELTS general training test. Way forward. Thank you for being a good sister. So your confidence will surely be improved by signing up for this class. Okay, another thing that they said, or that you can see from what they said, is that we deploy interactive and effective teaching strategies. Just like Linda said, that just in few days, I'm so convinced that it's one sitting for the exams for me by His grace. And she also said our lecture strategies are the best that she has seen. And this is Mr. Abubakar. What he said was that he has been enjoying his sessions, which were actually the reading sessions with our reading coach, which he said it has been insightful, and he was actually going for a band 9. Now that is impressive. That is actually impressive because he was a little skeptical about the reading test initially. So when he attended the class, he was like, no, this is wow. Okay, and people even see improvements in less than 1 week. Adeyemi said, thank you so much, Mom. I really appreciate because I've learned a lot. Most especially my reading has improved a lot. So that reading is usually the pain point of most people, and then we've been able to crack the code for this particular module. This client also said, good morning, Debbie. Thanks for the push that made me finally register for this training. I can see myself moving from band 5 in my reading to 6 just from this 2 days training, just in 2 days of the classes. I believe before the end of the 4 weeks, I will be in band 8 by God's grace. So you would see improvements even within the first week. That is one thing about our coaching program. So what exactly did they see? What exactly is in this coaching program that they're hyping it like this? Because this hype is becoming, but I want you to know that it's not fluff, and these are not manufactured stories. I can even open the group chat for you to see. Just that we've had classes in different months and they have different groups, right? So I can even show you so you can see their comments and what they actually say about it. So what exactly did they see? What is in this coaching program that they are magnifying so much like this? The No-Fail IELTS Preparatory Program is a 4 weeks intensive coaching program with practical walkthroughs, and it actually involves coaching sessions with our expert coaches on each module of the IELTS test. It's not just for one module, but for all tests. The truth is, if I was able to, we could have taught everything that you need everything for reading, everything for writing, everything for listening, everything for speaking in this single class, but it's practically impossible. So that's why this coaching program has actually been designed to cover all these parts of the test: reading, writing, listening, speaking. And the fact is, I won't be the only one teaching you. Okay, I have a team of expert tutors. These are professionals in English and professional English as a foreign language tutors that we work together to provide you with this insightful coaching program. So let's take a peep into what you actually learn each step of the way. I'm going to run through it very fast because of our time, as I promised you at the beginning that we won't be taking much time. Okay, in the introductory module, you get you get the practical action plan for studying effectively in preparation for the exam. So we don't just assume that you know how to study effectively. We're going to tell you how it as it is peculiar to this particular IELTS exam. You'll also get the full breakdown of the IELTS test scope. So even if you have never written IELTS before, even if you don't know what is in the IELTS question, you don't know what it looks like, you don't know what you're going how to even start, we're going to start from the scratch. We'll go through the full breakdown of IELTS test scope, and you'll also get to know how to know which test type to choose, because many people actually waste their money, not because they failed the exam, but because they wrote the wrong test type, and by the time the result was out, they passed, but they cannot use it. Now that's sad. Would help you to avoid that. You'd also get access to the secret makeup of IELTS questions that saves you from falling from distortions in the questions. If you watch the video where I talked about how our students Temi scored band 8 in IELTS at a single sitting, you'd have seen where I shared about how she actually applied the makeup of IELTS questions. We're also going to be teaching that in this program. And you'll get a complete list of the skills tested in the IELTS exam and how you can master them. The value of this introductory session alone, if we were just to value it as one coaching, it's worth 30,000 naira. Okay, but you're not going to be paying for each module individually. I'm just letting you know how much it is worth, okay, so that you would know what you're getting into. Right. And then we'll move into module 1 after the introductory session, which is the IELTS reading mastery. In this particular module, you get to understand the overview of the reading test. You learn how to manage your time effectively in reading. You learn the speed reading skills that will help you finish the reading test in less than 60 minutes. You would also get to understand the proven approach. This is like the most important aspect. The proven, like 2 sessions of the coaching program of the reading module actually covers this alone. You will get to understand the proven approach for each question type in IELTS reading. The true, false, not given, multiple choice, matching, all those question types. The value of this alone is 40,000 naira. But as I said, we're not charging you per module, but I'm going to let you know how much you're going to be paying, and you even be shocked when you see the price, because you'll be like, you people, okay, you'll be shocked because it's really affordable. Now in module 2, we're going to be moving to the IELTS listening mastery, and in the IELTS listening mastery, we'll be looking at the overview of the listening test. We'll look at practical tips for choosing accurate answers in IELTS listening, so that you won't be making unnecessary mistakes and choosing the wrong answer thinking is the correct one. We would also show you the crucial listening skills that will help you hear when the speakers mention the correct choice. These skills will help you to avoid hearing one thing when they're saying another thing. Okay, that's one thing you really want to avoid. Now, some of you, as I'm even speaking now, it's like I'm too fast, because you are feeling like, why is she speaking this fast? Number one, I'm trying not to waste time. Number two, if you feel like I'm speaking too fast, then that's a sign that you need to enroll for this coaching program, because your speaking test might even be faster than this, or might be at the same pace. Okay, so that's the more reason why you need to sign up. And finally, we'll look at the proven approach for each question type in IELTS listening: the map question, the matching question, multiple choice, diagram completion, diagram labeling, and all those question types. We'll be covering all of them. The worth of that is 35,000 naira on its own. And then module 3 will move to IELTS writing mastery. We'll look at the overview of the writing test, what the examiner is looking out for in your letter, your report, and your essay. We'll also look at the errors to avoid in your writing test that can reduce your points drastically. And finally, we'll look at the proven organization dynamics for each question type in IELTS writing. The value of this alone is 40,000 naira. Then we move to the final module, which is like the two one among all of them, the IELTS speaking mastery. We'll look at the overview of the speaking test, that's the basics, right? And then we'll go into the exact criteria that your examiner is looking out for in your conversations with them. You will learn how to always know what to say, no matter the question you are asked, even if it's a topic that you're not quite familiar with. Okay, you also learn the proven response formula for each part of the IELTS speaking. You will learn how to know how to respond depending on the part of the question, and that alone is worth 35,000 naira. But that's not all. You'll also be getting access to our exclusive daily practice challenge and test review sessions. We'll be drilling you to practice in order to master the skills and the formula you have learned in each module. So, because if you are left on your own, the truth is you might not even be able to create time for it. And that's why we have packaged it into this program, such that you're not only learning, but you are mastering. You are becoming a master of what you're learning, and you become more English proficient by the end of this drill. Okay, so we'll have our daily practice challenge, review of practice test, and then we'll have a mock test and corrections. The value of this alone is 60,000 naira, and the total value of everything I have mentioned so far is actually 240,000 naira only. So imagine if you were to pay that amount. Some of you are blinking your eyes like 5 times, like no, you're not going to be paying that amount. As a matter of fact, you won't even be paying up to half. You won't even be paying up to quarter. Right? But come think of it, if we won't peg this coaching program at 50,000 naira, it's still a steal for you, because you are saving 89.5. Yes, you're actually saving 89.5, because if you write the exam and God forbid you don't do well enough, you still have to spend 89.5 to write it again. So if you invest 50,000 naira so that you don't have to write it again, tell me, how much are you saving? Oh yeah, calculate the math. Okay, so don't worry, I'll get to the price thing in a moment, but let me show you this. After going through this intensive coaching program, Kemi, who only needed 6.0, ended up scoring 7.0, and she's now on her path to the UK. So this can also be your story. You can score more than what you need. Okay, but everything I've mentioned so far, that is not all you're getting. You would also get access to our 7-star bonus package for free. What is in these bonuses? Over 70 practice tests that match the actual test format and degree of difficulty. You get our ebook, How to Become a Speed Reader. You get our IELTS registration guide so that you can book your test by yourself without making any mistake, and you don't have to pay for that service again. Okay, they've increased the IELTS fee, so imagine thinking about how to pay somebody to book your test for you, something you can do within few minutes. Okay, so we'll be giving you that guide for free. You would also get a vocabulary builder so that you can boost your scores using the words in this word bank. You get access to our writing revision checklist so that you would know what to look out for before you submit your writing task. And then you get access to our 4-week study plan so that you know exactly what to do each day of your preparation. The value of this 7-star bonus package is 35,000 naira, but you'll be getting it all for free. So the total value, the grand total value of everything you're getting in this program is 275,000 naira. But as I said, you won't even be paying up to a quarter of this. Look at Tessie. Tessie got band 9 in listening, and overall she scored band 7.5. She was so excited because she had to do a remark of her writing, and she was able to meet her required score. So that was actually a big win for us as well. Tammy scored band 8 in IELTS after just, in fact, Tammy actually enrolled for just 2 weeks. She enrolled only for 2 weeks and she got band 8. So tell me, what will be your excuse, right? So tell me, how much is this coaching program actually worth? How much is it worth? 100K, 89.5, how much again? 50,000. How much is it worth? Okay, let me just clear the air and let you know exactly how much you'll be paying. For this coaching program, okay, the regular fee that we have pegged this coaching program for is actually 35,000 naira. But I am going to be giving you a special discount today. Today, you get to pay only 25,000 naira to access this 4 weeks coaching program that covers all parts of the IELTS test. It covers reading, writing, listening, and speaking, and it covers the exact secrets you need to ace these aspects of the exam. You don't have to worry about spending another 89.5 to rewrite the exam. You don't have to worry about the delay that your relocation keeps experiencing. You don't even have to worry, about missing out on opportunities that may arise. Just like now, this month, or there are Canada Express Entry draws taking place this month, and to still take place next month. So imagine that there was an opportunity for you, someone like you, someone with your set of skills, to get invitation to apply for permanent residency, but you cannot even apply because you don't have a ELTS or you did not get up to your required band score. You won't have to worry about that. So today you get to pay just 25,000 naira and you will get access to every single thing, including our bonuses, for free. And for those who are going to be enrolling today, for the first 10 people who are going to be enrolling today, you are going to be getting 2 extra courses for free. Okay, the first extra course is the Speed Reading Masterclass with Africa's #1 speed reading expert. We're going to be sharing this masterclass with you so that you can even be better at reading as fast as possible. That will help you to cut down time that you spend reading, and it will help you to easily locate your answers because you'll be faster and you'll be able to remember what you have seen before in the passage. You would also get an extra course on diction and elocution with our diction expert. You would also get that extra course. Those are the 2 extra courses you'll be getting if you're enrolling tonight. So what's it gonna be? Are you going to pay 25,000 naira today, get access to the full program, get access to our 7-star bonus package, and get access even to our to the 2 extra courses that I'm going to be giving to you today? Or you decide to enroll later and pay 35,000 naira? So you make your choice. If you're ready, just send me a message on WhatsApp now and say I am ready. I'm also going to be posting a link on the group, on the Telegram group and the WhatsApp group now. You can use that link to enroll right away. If you're ready, there are different options. You can pay online with your card, you can pay by transfer. Whichever one is easier for you, you can decide what you want to do. Okay, and the beautiful part of this particular coaching program is that you can decide on your study option, whether you want to study at your own pace or you want to study with live coaching. You don't have to worry about when your exam is or anything like that. All you have to do is just to enroll today and you will get access to the coaching program. If you want the self-paced course, you get access to it. And if you want to join the live coaching program, you would also get access to it. Okay, so if you're ready, don't hesitate to join up immediately. So the link has been dropped now. The link has been dropped now. The link has been dropped now. Just click on the link right now. It's going to bring you to my WhatsApp. Then I'll give you the account number to make payment right away. Okay, I see some people already asking for the payment link. Yeah. This particular discount offer is going to expire in 24 hours. So make sure that you don't miss it. I really wish that you won't miss it. Okay, someone's already asking for the payment link. So just do that right away. And yeah, use the link on the group. Use the link on the group to get instant access. Okay, so as I already told you, you can choose your preferred option. You don't have to worry about whether it's going to fit in before your exam or not. You can study at your own pace, or you can join the live classes. Simply click the link and sign up right away, enroll right away. You can ask for the account details, and I'm going to send it to you. Okay, so enjoy the discount today while it lasts. Enjoy it today, because I cannot wait to receive your IBAN result too, just like this. Our band 7 and above go-getters, our band 7 and our band 8 go-getters. See them in the next slide. Let me just share with you to encourage your faith. I'm going to stop my video now so you can actually see that clearly. So just zoom in. Yes, this is not Sharifat. Now Sharifat got band 7.5. She needed only 7.0 anyway. Olajide got 7.0. Yes, that was what he got. After he enrolled for this particular coaching program. Sheyi got 7.0, and that was just what he needed to relocate. Charity got 7.5. That's a big win. Charity got 7.5. Emeka, yes, I love these two people. You know why? The reason why I love them is because I love their result, because what they needed, like Emeka just needed 4.5 or so. All he needed was 4.5 or 5.0. And guess what he scored? He scored 6.5. Iman needed 4.5 and he got 6.0. So you can see that the fact that you need just a little band score doesn't mean that you should settle for that. You can even move ahead and score something better than that. Okay, and then this is Temi, our band 8 Temi. She scored band 8 in IELTS, and very soon she'll be in Canada by God's grace. And then this is Tessie. She scored 7.5 at a single sitting as well. She got 9.0 in listening, actually. Now that is a big win. Boluwatide got 7.5. Boluwakemi got 7.0. When she needed 6.0, I've told you that before. Juwon got 7.0. He met up with the requirements. Asiat got 7.5. She also got 9.0 in listening. Do you know what it means to get 9.0 in listening? Do you know what it means to get 9.0 in listening? It means you scored 39 or 40 out of 40 questions. So even if she missed anything at all, she only missed one question. Now that is a big win there. Okay, so just choose you can just enroll right away. Don't worry about whether it's available right now. You would get access as soon as you enroll. You get access to the course if you want the course, and you get access to the live classes if that is what you want. And you would also get access to the 2 weeks daily practice challenge. Yes, you get access to our 2 weeks daily practice challenge, meaning that you won't be left alone to go and be wondering, this thing I wrote, is it correct? Is it correct or not? This thing I wrote, is there any mistake? No. We're going to cover all those for you. We're going to assess you so that you can know whether you're good to go or not. You can know where to improve and you can know what to do better. So access the No-Fail IELTS Preparatory Program now at 25% discount and begin your journey towards relocating, working, and living abroad in good style. Are you ready? Click the link now. Don't hesitate. Don't procrastinate. That's why you've been procrastinating since 2 years ago. Now all your mates have left you in Nigeria. Don't procrastinate, okay? I know I'm throwing a bomb at someone. I don't know who it is, but I know there's someone I'm throwing that bomb at. I'm just kidding anyway, but that's the truth. Okay, so click the link now and I'm going to see you. I'm going to see band 8 because this coaching program is going to be what will finally help you to pass your IELTS exam at a single sitting. If you're ready, I'm sure you're ready. You're ready? I am ready. Okay, so if you have any questions about the coaching program, you have any questions about the about the coaching program or IELTS in itself, please go ahead and ask. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, do let me know right away. Any questions? If you have a question, just say I have a question and I would allow you to speak. If you have any question, just say I have a question and you will be allowed to speak. Any questions about this coaching program? Any questions about what we have discussed today at all? Do you have any questions? No questions? Do you mean to say you have no questions? Okay, Matthew has a question. Okay. I'm going to raise your hands. Just go to the chat and click on that blue button in the middle. Raise your hands, then I'll allow you to speak, and then you unmute yourself and speak. I can't see your hands raised yet, so I might not be able to find you easily. Okay, Matthew, please unmute your mic. So Matthew, unmute your mic. Just click on the round blue button in the middle of your phone and speak. Or if you prefer to type, you can type as well. We can't hear you yet in case you're already speaking. Matthew, we can't hear you. Any other questions while we are waiting? His question. Okay. Go ahead and speak now. Could you please repeat what you said? Because I actually can't hear you yet.